Welcome everyone! In this video, we are in the Holiday Cup, showcasing some more fun battles featuring Froslass! Froslass, so powerful in this meta, and I initially pegged it as the safe swap for this team. It is the dedicated safe swap, but I was finding that in most situations, you win leads so much with this team that Froslass actually ends up closing. And my goodness, is it a closer, a powerful closer, especially with a shield advantage. And also on this team, Altaria in the back. Altaria, a solid backbone to any team in the Holiday Cup. It's so bulky, so powerful with that Dragon Breath with Stab. It handles the counter users quite well. Vigoroth, Obstagoon, and even Double handles them quite well. Also does very well against just about everything else in between. And also on this team, the GOAT! Good old Dunsparce, in my humble opinion, the absolute best Pokemon in the entire meta. This thing is so good, and the reason why is because it core breaks a lot of teams in the Holiday Cup. And before we dive into the featured set of the video, we're going to start things off with some bonus battles that I thought were a lot of fun. Here we go, picking up a solid lead in Altaria. They make a play into Vigoroth, and it is Altaria time. That's why we got Altaria on this team, as the meta has shifted in a way where there are so many double counter users in the back behind an Altaria, usually in the form of Vigoroth, which we see here, and generally an Obstagoon. You could occasionally see double as well. That's why we've got Altaria on this team. So the way we're going to play this here is I find that a lot of them, because they know that they have another counter user in the back, they will fight hard for switch and usually give you a shield advantage. And if that is the case, we will actually take the shield advantage to allow Froslass to sweep the end game. So we're going to build up a little bit, get it within, well within Sky Attack range, I should say, and go for the Sky Attack. If they shield, we're gonna let Altaria go. They do shield, we're letting Altaria go, because I know that Froslass up a shield beats just about everything in this entire meta. So gonna come in with Dunsparce and absorb this damage from the Vigoroth and get ahead on energy a little bit here. And we do take it out with a rollout. They need a Bastiodon to take out this Froslass, and as we all know, Bastiodon is not allowed, which means that Froslass is absolutely going to sweep up this endgame. Going to throw just as they're getting to their Sky Attack. They have no shields, which means we're saying bye-bye to the Altaria, and that Obstagoon can do nothing to Froslass up a shield. It was lights out, and they do concede the match. That's going to be a good game, well played. I'm telling you guys, Froslass up a shield is next to unstoppable in this meta. And here we go, picking up a Magnezone lead. You don't see these too often, and honestly, I'm not sure why. It's quite good in the meta. So we know that we can do quite well here. We know that we tank a wild charge, so that's the plan. Gonna go for this drill run here, and of course, we absolutely get the shield. That will absolutely just about one-shot. And they are at the back-to-back wild charge. I know that we tank one, so gonna let it go, but they're running Zap Cannon! Holy smokes! They one-shot with a Zap Cannon, and I am absolutely shocked and awe and stunned, not sure what to do. My Dunsparce is gone, and now we are stuck with a Magnezone that is relatively healthy. Gonna throw Altaria in here and try to recover from that. Holy smokes, this mad lad was running Zap Cannon, and they're not at another one, so I'm thinking we can tank a Mirror Shot, and they're running Wild Charge. Holy smokes. Oh my gosh, this is not going well at all. My goodness. I did not know what to do here. That was insane to see. And they've got a Charm A9 in the back. Usually if they safe swap one Charmer, they've got another one lurking in the back. This is looking like a Magnezone double Charm line, and it is not looking good. So we promptly top left. I wasn't even mad about that, guys. That was insane to see. Shouts to them for the spicy moveset. Good game, well played. Holy smokes, we got spiced on by a Zap Cannon Magnezone. You love to see it, but here we go. You also love to see an Ice-type lead like this with your Dunsparce. Dunsparce can do quite well against this Charm Alolan Ninetales. It's becoming quite popular in the meta, and that is because it does address Froslass and Altaria on the lead, handles Obstagoon leads as well. What it doesn't handle quite so well, though, is a Dunsparce running Rock Slide, and they do usually catch, and we're fine with them catching. It usually provides some really nice chip damage for Altaria to come in and put in work, and that is exactly what we're doing here. They caught the Rock Slide on a nice, shiny Vigoroth, and absolutely going to align the Altaria onto this, as it wants nothing to do with that Charm Alolan Ninetales. That's probably its hardest counter in the entire meta. So we're gonna let our Altaria get quite low here. We don't want to give that Alolan Ninetales any more farm than necessary, and gonna throw right here just before they get to their next body slam, and they do let it go. That is amazing. The shielding scenario is still even, 1-to-1 shield, and we do usually leave the Vigoroth matchup with enough energy to really put the pressure on the A9 with a Sky Attack, and that is generally how it plays out. They do take us out with the Charm, and we are going to look to get to yet another Rock Slide. We know that we tank a Weather Ball, no problem, and we want to preserve a shield for Froslass because, like I said, Froslass can absolutely wreak havoc as long as it has a shield advantage in the end game. Gonna throw the Rock Slide, and they let it go. That is amazing. It is now Froslass time, and it is also lights out, because they had an Altaria in the back. You love to see it. Froslass quite dominant in the end game. That's going to be a good game. Well played. This team was quite strong. The wins were coming in left and right, guys. It was a powerful team. And this is an awful lead. Shiny Vigoroth on the lead. This is where Froslass really comes in the clutch as a safe swap. But not when they have a Lantern lurking in the back. So on the counter, user leads like Vigoroth, Obstagoon, you're going to safe swap in the Froslass. But generally, everything else, you're going to be just about winning lead on everything else, which usually allows Froslass to close. So we do go for that big Shadow Ball, and they do usually tank it as Lantern as bulky as it gets. And they are going straight Surf. And we kind of want to make a play for Switch. We want to see if they will take the shield advantage and give us Switch here. So going to get a little aggressive here. We can now go Avalanche. If they tank a Shadow Ball, you can go straight Avalanche thereafter. And going to get aggressive. This is probably a very not so wise play, as Froslass does not beat Lantern in the 2-shield. But we're trying to make something happen. Getting a little aggressive here in the Holiday Cup, and they lose track of energy. They did not throw their move, guys. They got aggressive as well and tried to go for a farm down, and they lose Switch. Holy smokes. The only thing I can think of, they definitely had a Surf. They had to have lost track of the energy there, allowing us to flip Switch. You'd love to see it, and now we can align our Dunsparce onto this shiny Altaria that they had lurking in the back. My goodness, that worked out quite well. Got a little lucky there, I must say. And we hold on to the energy, expecting a catch, and now we can align our Altaria onto the Vigoroth. If we actually want them to take us out, we don't want to win this, because we know that if we give that Altaria any additional farm, it's just about lights out. Sky Attack would not KO our Dunsparce, but the subsequent Dragon Breaths would be lights out for us. So we actually want to lose this, which is why we're not throwing the big Moon Blast. We want to chip with a Sky Attack and hope like heck that they throw. They do throw. That is amazing. That's exactly what we wanted and what we needed. Now, they will go down to 1 rollout, allowing us to get even more farm. We do take a counter in the process, but we've got the back-to-back Rock Slides. I know that 2 will not quite KO Altaria without enough chip damage, but I'm hoping that we can beat them to the Sky Attack with our rollouts here. Hoping like heck. Holy smokes, 2, 3, and we do get it. My goodness, that was very close. Man, got a little lucky in that one, but you need a little luck every now and then in Pokemon Go Battle. Good game, well played. And those were some fun bonus battles, but we now move into the featured set of the video, and we are met with yet another Charm Alolan Ninetales. They are popping up all over the place, and if you're running Dunsparce on the lead, you love to see it. Gonna go for this super effective Rock Slide here, and they do shield. They usually will shield the first one. And we will match shields. If they want to stay in on this lead, we will match the shields, because we really want to take out this Charm Alola Ninetales here. Gonna build up and throw the next Rock Slide. I am expecting a catch, but it's usually not that big of a deal. Usually doesn't swing the battle either way, and they do catch, because like I said, when they do catch like this, and they often do with the Charm A9, it provides some really valuable chip damage for Altaria. And with all Charm Alola Ninetales leads, you're going into Altaria unless they have something insane in the back like a Froslass. That's usually the best way to play it, because you don't want your Altaria anywhere near the Charm A9. In this case, they've got a Pachirisu, XL Pachirisu. You do not see these very often, as they are quite difficult to get a hold of. It's a region-locked Pokemon, but it's quite tanky. Doesn't even quite hit 1500, but it is still plenty tanky. And again, you want to get your Altaria as low as possible, and generally they come back in with the Charm A9, but they meet us with a Talonflame. So gonna chip this thing into just about Avalanche range. It's absolutely an Avalanche range, and put all the hope and faith in the Froslass to bring this home. Gonna absolutely shield up this Flame Charge, and we are gonna maximize our energy management here, build up as much as possible, and throw here to take out the Talonflame and have some residual energy for that A9. We say bye-bye to the Talonflame, and we will look to CMP tie them to the Psyshock, going for the Shadow Ball. Froslass absolutely going on a rampage here, nearly one-shotting the Charm A9. And it is just about lights out. This is the power of Froslass as a closer. Holy smokes. And we will take them out with one super effective rollout, courtesy of our Dunsparce. That was a fun one. Good game, well played. My goodness, guys, Froslass, holy smokes, what a closer, especially in the Holiday Cup. And here we go, Alolan Marowak lead. This is a positive lead. Like I said, Dunsparce wins lead a lot in the Holiday Cup. They'll usually swap into a counter user like we see here. And knowing that they have a fire type on the lead, we're going to absolutely align our Froslass onto the Vigoroth. Vigoroth, it doesn't do very well against Froslass. From full health, you comfortably tank a Bulldoze, which we do here, as well as a Body Slam. We're going to look to farm this thing all the way down, knowing that even from this health range, we do tank a double-resisted Body Slam with Stab from Vigoroth. That's the power of Froslass, and we do get the farm down. Now, right here, I was a little annoyed because I knew that they would probably expect a blind throw. I was preparing myself, but in the midst of battle, you just kind of have to make those split-second decisions, and they got us here. I knew they were going to do this, but it's fine. We have the alignment. That's what's most important. They caught our triple-resisted Shadow Ball on an Obstagoon, and they aggro-swap back into the Alolan Marowak. Altaria is primed to do quite well here. Gonna go for the Drill Run. They do tank it. And it looks like they're building up for something big. Holy smokes. And actually, you know, this could be a Fire Blast. We're fine with it, because we tanked that long enough to get to a Drill Run and take out the Alolan Marowak. Holy smokes. I think if that was a Shadow, that would have taken us out for sure. But we do tank it because Dunsparce, quite tanky, quite bulky. You'll love to see it. And now we've got the alignment, guys. They do have the energy lead, but Froslass does quite well against Obstagoon. It does a lot better against Obstagoon than it does Vigoroth, because the Night Slashes don't hit quite as hard as the Body Slams from a Vigoroth. So we're going to do just fine. We do throw a Sky Attack, and of course they do shield. They are looking to go down with the ship. Hats off to them, fighting till the very end. And at this point, the play here is to just farm down. The reason why is because they do outpace, and we don't want to give them an energy advantage, because that could be lights out. Yeah, they're just about done. A couple more Dragon Breaths. We'll take this Obstagoon out. We shield the Night Slash, and we say bye-bye to the Obstagoon. Altaria coming in clutch in that endgame, taking out the Obstagoon. Good game, well played. So as you can see, guys, this team quite good, quite flexible, quite powerful. And here we go. All these Charm Alola Ninetales. What is going on? We were seeing these things non-stop. But if you're running Dunsparce on the lead, you absolutely love to see it, as we obviously can hit for super effective with the Rock Slides, drawing an early shield. would have done quite a bit, a little more than 50% health on a Charm A9. And as with all Charm A9 leads, we will trade shields. We want to get through this big damage if they will allow it. Like I said, they usually catch. It works like clockwork. They catch on the Sableye this time, but like I said, the chip damage is often quite nice because from this range, we can absolutely fully farm this Sableye all the way down with Dragon Breaths. They can go return all they want. It'll just work to our favor, guys, because when you have the Altaria, when they draw out your Altaria, you want it as low as possible to give them as little farm as possible. And right here, this is a slight misplay. I'm so used to Altaria going down to 1 charm before the nerf that I'm trained just to go for the big move, only thinking that we'd make it to 1. But we actually could have gotten off back-to-back sky attacks. That's fine. We did get the shield, and that's what we needed. We were 1 rollout off from the next rock slide. They can hit us with a weather ball. That is fine. We survive long enough to get off the big rock slide. This will not KO, but it will get it within farm down range, and that is the play. We hit with that big rock slide, and now it is Froslass time. They've got a fire type in the form of Shadow AWAC, but like I said, guys, Froslass up a shield is next to unstoppable. We're saying bye-bye to the AWAC, and we are farming down the Charm A9. And look at that, guys. The power of Froslass. Probably the best closer in the meta, I would say. Good game, well played. Oh my goodness, Froslass, so powerful in that endgame. You love to see it. You don't love to see a lead like this. We're going into a Froslass, like I said, on the Pokemon that have fighting type fast moves. You're safe swapping in the Froslass, and we will look to CMP tie them to the payback. They can definitely tank this. It does quite a bit to a pretty bulky Pokemon, and we will not tank their payback, their potential payback. They usually go right for it. So we do shield correctly, and they make a play into an Alolan Graveler. So, not looking great. This thing runs right through our back line, but we can fight back with big damage with Stab, enough to draw a shield from the Alolan Graveler. They're going to overfarm and not allow us to get to another Avalanche. We don't want to give them a shield advantage, so we will allow Froslass to go down. I'm going to come back in with our Dunsparce, and this is the power of Dunsparce in this meta. It core breaks a lot of teams and does well against a large portion of the meta. I don't know the exact percentage, but it is quite high, guys. Insane to see. We're going for this drill run. We're saying bye-bye to the Alolan Graveler, fully expecting that a Dubwool to come back in. So we're spamming that Altaria switch. They do come back in with it, and we are going to go to work with these Dragon Breaths. They bank a move, guys. They banked the body slam. They're not at a payback. They banked the body slam and made a play into a Dunsparce of their own. So this is getting really sweaty here. Holy smokes. Oh, man. Getting really sweaty. We know that we tank a rock slide here. So we're going to let this one go. And we will have to shield the second one. And they are up a shield. Going to go for the sky attack on the CMP tie. Have to shield this one. And this will undoubtedly get their final shield, but we're hoping we can stall long enough to work a miracle here. Gonna go for the sky attack, and of course they do shield. They kind of have to. It would not KO, but the Dragon Breaths would take it out. So switch timers up, and we catch the next rock slide on our own Dunsparce. Oh, had to make this play, guys. It doesn't quite KO. So now this is getting really complicated. We want them to throw. This is beautiful. This is what we needed. They panic throw because we want to farm down the Dunsparce and get that sky attack ready for the double. They combo play. We know that this is not a payback, and we know that we live with a slither of health long enough to get off the sky attack. Holy smokes. Had to get really creative with this one. We say bye-bye to the double, and we farm down the Dunsparce. Holy smokes. Had to get creative to employ some tactical maneuvering, but we got it done in the end. Holy smokes. Altaria, OP. Good game, well played to our opponent, and that is the team, my friends. Oh, my goodness. This team quite strong. Dunsparce, in my humble opinion, is the best lead in the entire meta. In my opinion, I'll go even further and say it's the best Pokemon overall in the entire meta. And I am not kidding. That is not hyperbole. The reason why is because it's quite good. Holy smokes, Dunsparce. Who would have thought? And I love it on the lead because it sets you up to win just about every lead you will encounter outside of the normal types that can run fighting type fast moves. That being Vigoroth, Obstagoon, and Dubwool. If those are the only Pokemon that you have to hard swap out on, you're in good shape and you are in prime position to have a lot of success in the Holiday Cup. And that is how this team is designed. But guys, I had a blast. I hope you all enjoyed. As always, I thank you for watching and keep up the grind. Thank you, guys.